Cool thing about this is that it has manual mode, so you can set the speeds, and it also has TTL, which will basically try to capture the lighting that's happening around automatically, and then from there it will set the exposure on the flash automatically. Now this is considered a budget flash, and so you'll be able to get this in the $200 range. And thank you to NEEWER for sending this out, but as always, this is an honest and transparent review. My goal is only to give you enough information so that you can make an educated decision on whether or not this is the best product for you. So I'm going to jump into this today. I'm going to be photographing my son, and we're going to be using this. This will be my first time using this in a shoot. So I'm going to be using my Sony a7C II and a couple of lenses, the 24 1.4, which I really like, as well as the Viltrox 90mm. And I also have my trusty Tamron 35 to 150. 2.0 to 2.8. So let's jump into it. So there's a really nice screen when you set this up. Everything is touchscreen, and you can adjust by the touchscreen. There's also manual buttons on this. You have your manual TTL on the right. On the left-hand side, you have your power. You have your quick flash, so you can flash it and see what you're at. And then you have your power button, and you have your inputs on the right-hand side, so that you can add a controller, and then you can have different modes or different channels, as you see here, M, A, B, C. As far as the light itself, you have your flash right here, but you have this kind of cone that can go on top of it, and it is magnetic, so you can put that on and off to soften the light and diffuse that light whenever you want. So that's super simple, that you can have a little bit more of a harsher light, or you can have that softened light with this dome that's easily attachable really quickly. Okay, so quick test shot without any flash. And then that way I get Aries without flash, and then from there I'll turn on the flash, and then that will then light Aries. Okay, so now I'm turning on the flash, and now I'm gonna get a shot with Aries and the flash. So I'm gonna test it, see what it looks like. And that's a pretty solid shot there. Now the reason I like the 24 in this environment is because of all of this architecture here, and you get a chance to get a good mixture of the subject, which is Aries, and you also get a good shot of the architecture. Chin up a little bit. There we go. And so the nice thing about this is that you get some real depth. And so I'm getting really soft roll off from the flash here with Aries. There we go. So yeah. So those first initial test shots was good, and then the flash is picking him up really well. So it's making him soft in the background while I'm still getting like all of this architecture here, but I'm lighting him up at the same time, so that way he's not blending into the background, because the background is a little dark. Now I'm going to do some handheld shots. I'll get some different poses of him and some different looks. There we go. And the nice thing about this is that you can shape the light, because you can either kind of tilt it up straight in the air, so that way it kind of goes up and kind of lightens the area, or you can point directly at. You really have the option to set that up the way that you want. And you can see now that you're in the dark side, you can see how this is a little bit darker now. And oh, this is a nice shot right here. Real nice shot right there. And I'm gonna get a good shot there. So now I just wanna get something a little bit different. I want you to get up on this structure right here.
On that structure?
All right, so now we're gonna get him some different looks. Get some nice of this architecture here. There we go. Now look at that tree right there. There you go. So I actually was gonna try to connect this Explorer 600 to this as a slave unit, and I was gonna have this be the primary and then this be the secondary, but it will not connect to my controller. And so I'm gonna have to figure out if it is like not a compatibility thing, because technically this is an Explorer or Flashpoint and not the Godox brand, although Flashpoint is the US arm of the Godox brand. Let me have you quarter turn, even with me, there you go, even with me. Look at right down this wall and blur out everything back there. All right, now look at me. Yeah, chin up though. There you go. I know being a model is weird because you got to put yourself in non-natural places. Okay, so now I'm using switch to my 24mm wide, but I'm using a Viltrox 90 now, which is gonna give me crazy separation now. See, every lens has its limitation, but there's also some creative stuff that you can do with every lens as well. Because this one is compressing that background aggressively. So this is the opposite spectrum of my 24 that I like to use. This is gonna bring in, people say the compression isn't real, but I beg to differ. Like, you can see it in these shots. Okay, so that is the end of the shoot, and I raised the exposure a little bit just so you can see me because it's pretty dark out here. Now, the NEEWER Z3 worked really well as far as what I'm going to use it for. I'm going to use this as a light, fast speed light that I can put on top of my camera so I can take it out of the bag and shoot and use it when needed. I did try to pair it with my Flashpoint Explorer 600 controller, and it would not work. And so I'm gonna have to check the compatibility list to see if it works there. I'll reach out also to my NEEWER contact and see if it should work and it was just user error, because it could have very well been user error because that was my first time using it. And outside of that, this performed extremely well as it is. So you let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section. I'll also have those links in the description. As always, if you enjoyed today's content and you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Join that Cosey Coalition by hitting that subscribe button below. And as always, stay cozy in that crazy world, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.